So this is the farm down in Devon, very beautiful place, lots of biodiversity, and that's what we produce, thousands and thousands of these vegetable boxes. You've probably seen our lorries trundling up and down the roads. But this is when it all started. This is 1951. My father hates this photograph. It's my parents' wedding day, and my father was this recently demobbed, slightly idealistic, unconventional farmer. And my mother was a fantastic cook, and Riverford is all about a marriage of kind of innovative farming and a passion for food. And they instilled in all of us, 5 of us are back there, the idea that we had to be useful. So this is me being useful preschool in one of my dad's shirts, painting that RSJ ready to go up on a cowshed he was putting up. And this is me 20 years later. I'm not Sadly, I don't look quite that good anymore, but being useful. This is the start of the first year of growing organic vegetables. I'd had a couple of years as a management consultant in between, and I came back and decided that, anyway, this is what I wanted to do. Very small scale, literally a wheelbarrow, a borrowed tractor and a car. And I won't get a sales graph. It just went off the roof through the kind of late 90s and early 2000s to the extent that we now pack a vegetable box every 3 seconds. And a lorry leaves about every hour. That's just from the farm in Devon, and we have related businesses around the country. So it's grown into a big business, but this is really what it's about, and this is still what inspires me, is getting outside in the field. So that's Cavolo Nero, used to be called Black Kale until the River Cafe called it Cavolo Nero. It's now Snob's Kale. It does taste great. So it's all about what goes on in the fields and then sharing it with people. We now have a restaurant on the farm, which has been very successful. Very small, this is again down in Devon, these small fields, very kind of intricate, interlocking landscape, you know, masses and masses of biodiversity, I have to say rather more than I'd like sometimes. And we were never going to be a commodity producer. So this, though we did supply the supermarkets, kind of led to starting the vegetable box scheme. Still, we work with small groups of people out in it's a very kind of human business. Typically, you know, working in groups of up to 7 people, limited amount of mechanization where we can apply it. And we work quite early on. I decided that I didn't want the farm to just get bigger and bigger, so we'd work with other farmers. So this is our cooperative in Devon. We have other groups of farmers working around the country. And indeed, around the world. These are some pineapple growers, which I visited last January in Togo, and they have a cooperative with lots of similarities to what we do in Devon. And again, you see a fantastic level of biodiversity. They grow in very, very small fields. We work a lot with the public. Actually, since the 70s, one of my father's early innovations was to open the farm to the public. We closed it again in the 80s, and then when I started the vegetable box scheme, we kind of started again. So now we have people, about 20,000 people around the farm every year, and it's about 3 or 4 years ago, I used to do all the tours myself, actually, because I really enjoy it, particularly with children. This is our local school where we do the school lunches for them, have done for many years, and they also have a gardening project on the farm where they grow some of the vegetables that go into the lunches. And Jane, a chef, she used to, actually the first job she came was to cook those school lunches. Then she's cooking for my staff, and now we have a restaurant on the farm. And she's a fantastic chef, and won lots of awards recently, actually. So, no, wrong way again. And so moving on to kind of communicating that stuff about what we're about to our customers. 3 or 4 years ago, I started getting posed with loads of questions about what sort of packaging we should use, how local we should be, you know, what was best for the environment. And we started working with Exeter University to study that. And the first thing we did was a carbon footprinting exercise. I'm not going to go into this because it's not the figures aren't the issue. I think it's how you communicate it. And he was an engineer, actually, who was doing the project with Exeter University. He came up with all this wonderful data that was just, as soon as he started producing it, I just knew I had a problem because it was completely indigestible. I mean, it was really turgid, boring stuff. And it took quite a while for me to kind of translate that into anything that anyone might read, and all that has gone on a website. And it has been read quite a lot. But even after my mastery at prose, I have to say it's still pretty damn boring.